I've been pounding this drum for months. You see, crypto is going to change everything in 2025. Literally trillions of dollars are about to slam into the room like a tsunami wave, and we are witnessing this enormous preparation take place right before our eyes. Look, I understand your thoughts. Yes, exactly. This is nothing new to us. I feel you on that, I promise. But take a moment to ignore what I'm saying and focus only on the receipts. If you look for evidence, you'll find it everywhere. See what's simmering away in the background. Check out these incidents that are happening. And here's the worst part. Take a look at the people who are funding them. Ripple simply threw their head in as an official sponsor, which is a perfect example of the subjective perspectives issue. And this isn't just any old get-together. DC FinTech Week 2025 is now. It will blow your head to see the guest list for this event. Come on, we're talking about central bankers, Citi, Bank of England, the SEC, DTCC, and the FDIC. It's quite clear what's going on when you see Ripple throwing money at events where these powerful people are present, and garlinghouse is actually on stage with them. This area is developing directly in front of us. That hype-driven rubbish and all that reckless speculation are ancient news. Now that we're entering adult territory, projects must truly provide genuine utility, real adoption, and real value in the real world. This transformation is precisely what we are concentrating on. It's manifesting itself everywhere you look. All of the current actions are laying the groundwork for this enormous influx of institutional funding. Trillions of dollars are at stake, and everything is coming together to make it happen. Hold on, I'm not implying that all of the trillions that are coming in will go directly into XRP. Let's be honest, the majority of that funding comes from tokenization initiatives, stable coins, and other infrastructure-related items. Don't misunderstand me. Do I believe that other digital assets such as XRP are also being seized? Absolutely. Without a doubt. That is undoubtedly a component of the whole picture. However, look at this. In addition to those incidents, we're receiving shocking notifications like this one from the CFTC. They are actually claiming that cryptocurrency is exploding and that the present administration has made it very evident by allowing instantaneous trade for digital assets at the federal level. At the moment, that is their top priority. I take it you're catching this, because this is just crazy. At the highest level of government, they want to turn on instant cryptocurrency trading. This is a high priority according to the CFTC. As if this is no longer a back burner problem. This takes center stage. The kicker is this. Caroline D. Pan made this declaration on the 21st. And here's the thing, back in 2022, she went to Ripple's offices to meet with garlinghouse. In order to put all of the suggestions from the President's Working Group on Digital Asset Markets report into practice, she is now announcing that the CFTC is starting its next crypto sprint. She is initiating stakeholder meetings to address all of the issues raised by that report that the CFTC has to address. Yes, she did bring up this crypto sprint earlier this month, but the fact that they really stepped on the gas pedal like this says it all. They understand. They can clearly see how big cryptocurrency is going to get. The weird part comes next. Since we're still absurdly early, those of us already in the space are sitting on what may be the once-in-a-lifetime chance. The majority of people, in my opinion, are genuinely unaware of how early this is all. There's more though. Take a look at this video. Bill Miller is a multi-billionaire, and he's making some impressive figures. According to him, Bitcoin's price might rise by $30,000, with just 1% of the $60 trillion in retirement funds held by people worldwide. And he believes that a 2% allocation, which would raise the price of Bitcoin by $60,000, is actually being prudent. What these major players won't tell you is this. The whole cryptocurrency market benefits when Bitcoin prevails. Thus, consider it this way. What does it mean for XRP if Bitcoin is poised to blow up and continue to rise, and XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin the entire time? Which it has. It indicates that the value of XRP is going to drop. Utterly ecstatic. I believe that XRP would easily rise at least $1 to $2 in tandem with Bitcoin if it received the $60,000 boost today. This is the lovely irony. It's all about Bitcoin, these Bitcoin maximalists keep saying. However, every action they take to support Bitcoin just serves to enhance XRP's reputation. Listen to what this man has to say. Retirement accounts have assets totaling $60 trillion worldwide, having no current allocation to digital assets. The price of Bitcoin rises by $30,000 for each 1% allocation from that $60 trillion. Given that all of those assets are currently under a monetary system, whose authorities have stated that they wish to devalue them by 2% annually, I believe that a 2% allocation would be conservative. Why wouldn't those accounts state 2% then? Of everything represented by melting ice cubes and adhering to a different routine. Once more, that alone would push Bitcoin up more than 50% from now, to $175K. We continue to believe that we are really early. Early indications of institutional adoption are still being observed. The largest sovereign wealth fund in the world, Norges, has been boosting its exposure to Bitcoin digital assets. It has about $2 trillion in assets. For them, it's still a rounding mistake. However, the fact that the greatest sovereign wealth fund in the world, the largest endowment in Harvard, is now purchasing Bitcoin and doing so makes it possible for all other pertinent parties, including other endowments and sovereign wealth funds, to do the same in a very intriguing fashion. Imagine now that all of that money is beginning to cascade into XRP from Bitcoin, which is already happening, and Ethereum. The majority of people are completely unaware of how enormous this will be for projects that genuinely make a difference in the world. We are discussing a utility that has the potential to completely upend entire asset classes. The market simply isn't prepared for the impending impact on these original coins, such as XRP. The majority of individuals in this area are moving around utterly unaware of what is about to happen. Then Coinbase's Brian Armstrong drops this shocking revelation. By 2030, he believes the price of Bitcoin will reach $1 million. Here's the problem though. It's not merely a haphazard guess. Pay attention to his justification. My basic mental projection is that Bitcoin will reach $1 million by 2030. Additionally, these items have high error bars. To give you a few statistics, it appears that the United States is beginning to clarify its regulations, which I believe is a sign for the other G20 countries. The Genius Act for stablecoins has already been enacted, but the Senate is still debating this market-structured policy. Hopefully, something will occur before the year ends. That would be a significant accomplishment. There is now a strategic Bitcoin reserve held by the US government. That's it. That would have resembled a vision board if you had asked me 5 years ago. You're crazy, someone would have remarked, as if the US government wouldn't possess Bitcoin in a formal capacity. I believe that many other nations will follow suit if they do that, which is now required by executive order. Sovereigns have shown a great deal of interest. Unbelievably, Coinbase offers cryptocurrency services to 140 government agencies at the federal, state, local, and international levels. Governments are therefore becoming increasingly involved in this. You can also envision the vast global capital pools. There are many, so I don't think the regulatory issue will go away. One of the major hazards was that the government would shut it down. That risk, in my opinion, has significantly decreased. Then will the Bitcoin protocol be found to have some flaw? At this time, I believe that has been thoroughly conned over. We must ensure that it is upgraded to post-quantum cryptography. Do elliptic curves already exist after quantum theory? I think they are, in theory. Nobody is very excellent at nailing that, a little untested, in my opinion. However, I think there is a way where the Ethereum team, the Bitcoin core team, and others are currently considering ideas to upgrade to even definitely post-contact. Indeed. Therefore, I do believe that the list of hazards is becoming less. These are the large institutions I speak with, and at the same time, the amount of demand is like the amount of institutional money that is just sitting on the sidelines waiting for this next bill to land. 1% of the portfolio is in Bitcoin. When I ask, what would it be to a 5 to 10? They respond, regulatory clarity. That's all. I believe that massive capital inflows will continue. ETFs have been very popular. Let's take a look at the actual state of regulatory clarity. In essence, all of these businesses are awaiting approval to simply purchase and retain Bitcoin. And hey, just think of what would happen to the utilities projects if that was enough to drive Bitcoin to $1 million. Consider it. Utility projects benefit greatly from regulatory clarity. The value of initiatives like XRP will skyrocket as soon as we gain such information. And not because we're all sitting here wishing for it. Rather, it's because it's the catalyst that will eventually compel big businesses and institutions